Hi guys and girls, I'm Obsidian Ant and this is the beta for Elite Dangerous Horizons. In this video I'm going to take a look at points of interest. Now these are a bit like unidentified signal sources that you can find in space, except here they're on the surface of planets. Now as you're flying over the surface of planets you'll find a little circle appear on the radar. On my HUD it's red, I believe on the default colours it's actually blue, but when you see this you'll want to land in that area. It's a whole zone. It's quite a size, so when you actually land you need to deploy your SRV and drive around on the surface of the planet using the vehicle scanner to try and find the area itself. Now sometimes when you deploy the SRV and use its scanner you'll come across materials instead of an area of interest, but that's not what your ship has picked up. Your ship has picked up a shipwreck or some sort of cargo abandonment or something like that. So if you do come across some materials, deal with them, pick them up or ignore them, do whatever you want, but do keep on exploring because there will be something a bit more interesting and a bit more valuable nearby. So there we can see the scanner already working. It was picking up my ship there, which is why the marker on the scanner was actually condensed. When you're far away from an object, the marker on the scanner is actually wide and dispersed, and we should see it there. You can see a very faint signal. It's quite wide but gives us a general direction to which we want to head in. As we get closer that narrows down. So when you're looking around these areas of interest you can be searching for quite a few minutes. It's not guaranteed that you'll park your ship right near the area that you're actually trying to investigate. But just keep searching, just keep driving around because sooner or later you will find it. Now you can see the scanner there getting narrower and narrower, and right up ahead now we've got a target. It's a sentry. Now this is green because I'm in a system here, Namari, where I've been playing for quite a long time and I've actually become allied with that particular faction. But that's not a problem, but they probably will still attack me if I get in the zone that they're protecting. They'll be protecting a crashed ship or some cargo or something like that. Now my understanding is also that you can get pirate sentries or sentries that belong to hostile NPC factions, and they will attack you the instant you come into range. But that's not what's going to happen here because obviously they're friendly with me. But I do get a warning there for going inside the area they've got cordoned off. But nonetheless, this is a beta and I want to know what's going on. I want to know what it's all about, and I want to be able to show you what sort of content are in some of those areas. So we're going to attack these sentries, and because we're allied with them we're going to be able to fire first. Although I did want to sneak around first to see if I could get around the other side of it, but you can see it's cordoned off very well, so the only option is to attack them really. Now you can deploy your turret, and that is done the same as deploying your ship's weapons. You just use the same key. If you don't want to use your turrets, you've got semi-gimbaled weapons on the front of your ship and you can use them. They will track to a limited degree, but they're not perfect to aim in. Now I'm using one of the hats on the HOTAS here, so it's not that brilliant, but you can set this to a mouse as well if you want to, though I find using the mouse and a stick at the same time a little bit difficult. So now I've taken down one, the others are opening fire, they're shooting at me, but they're quite weak. They do go down quite fast. My shields are down to about 1/3 now, and I've got one more sentry left to go, so hopefully I'm going to get him before he takes my shields down, and yep, not a problem. So now we can go into this zone, but we will probably get a trespass warning even though the sentries aren't there. I don't know really how they know we're trespassing now. No one's here to monitor the area, but nonetheless, there we go, we've been fined. I wonder if that's how it's actually going to work, or if you still get a fine once you've destroyed the sentries. Obviously I'm going to be wanted now because I've made an aggressive act against the NPCs that were here. So let's have a look, see what was left in this area. It's obviously some sort of shipwreck. Now these areas contain a variety of items, a variety of loot. Sometimes it's just multiple bunches of the same items, other times it's all different things. Now I've just got my vehicle stuck there on some sort of scrap, which is why I'm using the boost to try and get myself free. Quite handy to be able to do that. And there is what the sentries were protecting. Looks like an occupied cryopod. Now you can open your cargo hatch on your SRV here and pick those up. You can carry 2 items or 2 tons of items with an SRV. And once you return to your ship, that cargo is transferred to your ship's cargo bay. If you haven't got a cargo bay, and I haven't got one fitted to my Clipper currently, then you won't be able to board, you won't be able to return your SRV to your ship. You'll have to actually discard the cargo. So if you do want to come out here and start collecting loot, make sure you've got the empty cargo space aboard your ship. Now, there doesn't seem to be any easy way to trigger these areas of interest. They just crop up as you're flying over the surface of the planet. I've tried flying at different altitudes and tried flying at different speeds, and it seems to have the same effect no matter what. The only downside is that if you're going too fast, you can pass over them quite quickly, and sometimes it's hard to backtrack. So here we are, we've got another abandoned scrap area, another abandoned wreck. I assume it's a wreck anyway. And this time I'm not friendly with the sentries here, but they're certainly proving a little bit more difficult to get. That's because I'm not using the turret here, I'm relying on the weapons of the vehicle itself. So you just target them and you can see that there's a rather slow tracking gimbal for the weapons. And now I've lost my shields and my hull is going down quite fast. Let's hope I can get the last one before I end up exploding. And there we go. Good. Now it doesn't look like this was anything particular at all here. Maybe just some abandoned cargo containers. The wreckage we can see comes from the sentries that I've just blown up. And maybe that was true for the previous one as well, although there did seem to be some bigger areas of wreckage there. You can see that all that's left here are the remains of the sentries, the skimmers. And there you can see the cargo containers. It looks like there's 3 different ones here. So that is how you find areas of interest. And I haven't yet found any large crashed Anacondas or Type 9 ships like the ones we saw in the Frontier live streams. Hopefully they're out there though, and hopefully I'll find one soon. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys and girls next time. I'm here on the surface of this planet, about to dock at the settlement. I'm hoping to pick up some of the new missions here. Many of the new missions are actually focused on planetary content, and some even allow us to attack some of the settlements. So I'm going to see what there is available. Hopefully we're going to find a few good ones. I'm also going to drive around in the SRV quite a bit. There's the resources to collect, and we hopefully will get a hand at trying some of the synthesis.